After being reborn, I tried my best to become the type of person Levi Jiang despises the most. He likes girls with long hair and prefers gentle, quiet women, so I cut off my waist-length black hair, went surfing and skiing with friends, and stayed up all night having fun. In my previous life, I didn't realize until after marrying him that he had always been in love with his adopted sister, Juno Jiang. His mother threatened to kill herself to force them apart, and he had no choice but to marry me. All because I bear some resemblance to Juno Jiang. After marriage, he remained cold toward me and continued his entanglement with Juno Jiang. I cried, I made scenes, and in the end, I died tragically in a car accident on my way to divorce him, filled with resentment, living a second life. My friend asked me in confusion, "Are you doing all this to get Levi's attention?" "No, I'm doing it to stay away from him. My best friend's birthday, invite me to the party." I walked into the private room at the peak of the excitement. No one noticed me, until I walked over to my best friend's side. "Hey, Rhea, did you cut your hair?" My best friend Lin Shu has a loud voice. As soon as she shouted, everyone looked over. The atmosphere suddenly turned quiet. Their gazes fell upon my ear-length short hair. A subtle expression appeared on their faces. I pretended not to notice. I smiled. "Yeah, I just got it cut. The stylist said this hairstyle really suits me. Does it look good?" "Yes, I did. It looks great." Scattered murmurs of agreement. Those who said it looked good were praising me while unconsciously glancing in one direction. "I don't think it looks very good." The blunt criticism stood out sharply amidst all the flattering remarks. In that direction, Juno Jiang quickly covered her mouth as if she had said something wrong. Her expression was full of regret. "Sorry, Rhea, I accidentally spoke my mind. You know I've always been straightforward. You won't blame me, will you?" I hadn't said anything yet. Levi stood up. He said it to me again. "Indeed, it's not good looking at all." In action, he constantly defends her. The atmosphere suddenly became a bit awkward. I smiled indifferently. "It's okay, I like it myself." Levi called me out, outside the private room. We stood facing each other. The man's eyes and brows were somewhat indistinct under the corridor lighting, but I could sense the suppressed anger in his words. "Rhea Chow. Who told you to cut your hair all of a sudden? Didn't I say I like you with long hair, as my girlfriend?" "You, Levi," I interrupted him before he could finish. "Let's break up." The air froze for a moment. He frowned, about to say something. Suddenly, the sound of Juno Jiang and Lin Shu arguing came from the private room. Levi's frown deepened. He let out a light scoff and left behind the words, "Suit yourself." Then he hurried back to the private room. As I watched his retreating figure, I let out a soft sigh of relief. Levi and I have known each other since high school. In my first year of high school, I broke my leg while dancing and had to use crutches. Because of this, I was often bullied by others. They called me Little Cripple behind my back. They would intentionally trip me while I was walking. Once, they snatched my homework, and just as I was crying in frustration because I couldn't catch up, I met Levi. There are certain moments in life when someone can make your heart flutter. Levi not only helped me but also protected me throughout my 3 years of high school. Even after my leg had long since healed, following him seemed to have become a habit. "Everyone knows I like him." He casually mentioned that he likes girls with long hair, so I grew my hair down to my waist. He said girls should be gentle and quiet, so I quit the street dance club, stopped skiing in the mountains, and gave up surfing at the beach. I gave up my friends, abandoned my hobbies, and molded myself into a completely unrecognizable version of what he wanted. Finally, my efforts paid off. He confirmed our relationship as boyfriend and girlfriend and even took me to meet his family. Their family adopted a girl named Juno Jiang. When I met Juno Jiang, she affectionately linked arms with Levi. "Sister Rhea is so beautiful. Brother, you're really lucky. Hehe, I actually look a bit like Sister Rhea." A casual remark, faintly tinged with hostility. I didn't take it to heart, nor did I notice Levi's momentary stiffness. In my previous life, Levi and I got married smoothly, but after marriage, he remained cold toward me. I didn't know the truth until Juno Jiang sent me their intimate video. In the video, they were doing things only couples would do. Without any restraint, Juno Jiang's provocative words felt like a knife brutally stabbed into my chest. If it weren't for my adoptive mother's interference, the position of Mrs. Jiang should have been mine. Do you think marrying him means you've won? Not necessarily. He doesn't love you at all. You're just my replacement. In shock, I was so furious that I spat out a mouthful of blood. I grabbed my documents and went to divorce Levi, but on the way, I got into a car accident and died with bitter regret. I never expected that when I opened my eyes again, I had been reborn. It was the time when we had just been admitted to university. This time, I will strive to become the person Levi despises the most, that unrecognizable substitute. I quit. When I returned to the private room, Juno Jiang was crying in Levi's arms. Levi's expression was stern as he said coldly to Lin Shu, "Lin Shu, apologize to my sister." Lin Shu stiffened his neck. "Why should I apologize to this green tea bitch? It was your sister who spoke ill of Rhea first, that's why I cursed at her. If you want me to apologize, she should apologize to Rhea first." Juno Jiang's eyes were red as she spoke with grievance. "But I was only telling the truth. Is that wrong too?" When she lifted her head, her eyes were glistening with tears. It looked as if she had suffered some great injustice. Lin Shu was not about to indulge her. "Then when I called you a green tea bitch and said you had a foul mouth, I was just telling the truth. I wasn't wrong either. Lin Shu, that's enough." Levi Jiang scolded heavily. The tall figure stepped forward, creating a sense of pressure. Lin Shu did not back down at all. At that moment, they all saw me. A glint of sharpness flashed in Juno Jiang's eyes. "Sister Rhea, you've finally come." From the conversations of the people around me, I had already learned the reason for the argument between Juno Jiang and Lin Shu. After Levi and I left the private room, Juno Jiang said behind my back that I was petty and mean. Because once when Levi and I went on a trip to the Maldives, Juno Jiang wanted to tag along. I tactfully expressed that I wanted to spend some alone time with Levi, but Juno Jiang seemed not to understand, and she ended up going with us. On the first day, Juno Jiang didn't want to go out because she was afraid of getting sunburned, so Levi stayed with her at the hotel and played games all day. On the second day, he finally managed to persuade her to go out, but she complained of both stomach pain and stomach discomfort, so Levi immediately booked the earliest flight back. The long-awaited trip, which had been planned for so long, was completely ruined. I was dissatisfied and couldn't help but vent my anger at Juno Jiang. Juno Jiang tearfully explained to me, "I'm sorry, Sister Rhea, I just wanted to get closer to you as my future sister-in-law. I didn't mean to do it on purpose." Levi also came over to persuade me, but it was clear that he was on Juno Jiang's side. Juno meant well. "Besides, Juno is my family. If we get married, she'll be your sister too. What's the harm in giving in to her a little?" Family, sister, these words made me choose to endure once again. Because at that time, I truly loved Levi and wanted to become real family with him. For him, I was willing to abandon myself and change who I was. For him, I am willing to give up my dignity and swallow my pride. But I never expected that Juno Jiang would still not be satisfied with my tolerance. She would talk about me behind my back. Maybe I'm being overly sensitive, but I think it's quite petty of Sister Rhea to get angry over such a small matter. It gives off a mean-spirited vibe. As it happened, Lin Shu overheard this remark. Lin Shu was so furious that he ended up arguing with Juno Jiang. Now, seeing me come in, Juno Jiang showed no sign of shame for being caught gossiping behind someone's back. Instead, he looked completely unapologetic. "Sis Rhea, I was just saying it casually. You wouldn't mind, right? Can you please control your friend? She's making such a big deal out of nothing. Isn't she trying to drive a wedge between us?" She looked triumphantly at Lin Shu. She was certain that I would choose to endure it, just like before, in order to please Levi Jiang. To smooth things over for the sake of pleasing Levi, I even confronted the friend who had always supported me and stood up for me. However, it was destined to disappoint her. I looked into her eyes and said earnestly, word by word, "I mind it very much." As soon as these words were spoken, everyone froze for a moment, including Lin Shu. Her eyes widened slightly. She stared at me without blinking. I smiled at her. Juno Jiang still seemed a bit incredulous. She twitched the corner of her mouth. Sister Rhea, what did you just say? I said I mind. Talking behind my back. Is this how you were raised? Juno Jiang's face instantly turned bright red. She looked up at Levi with a pitiful expression. Tears welled up in her eyes, threatening to fall. Levi's refined brows and eyes also showed a hint of anger. But then, it seemed he thought of something. He just said coldly, "Isn't it just because you changed your hairstyle and I said it didn't look good on you, so you're acting up? But don't go too far. Calm down and come see me in a few days." After saying that, he took Juno Jiang and left. I felt a bit like laughing. In his view, my breaking up and my argument with Juno Jiang were both because I was acting on a whim. He never thought I was serious. After they left, Lin Shu looked at me with some annoyance. "Sorry, Rhea, I made you upset Levi. Otherwise, I'll go apologize to Juno Jiang. I'll accept it no matter if they hit or scold me." Lin Shu's eyes showed genuine concern. She knew how important Levi was to me. I would do anything for him. But that was in the past. I held her back. "There's no need to go. Levi and I have already broken up." Lin Shu's eyes widened. "Ah, really? Yes, really." I suddenly gave Lin Shu a light hug, with my chin resting on her soft shoulder. I felt like crying. Lin Shu and I have known each other since we were kids, when she was a child. She lost all her hair due to medication for an illness and was often mocked at school. I, on the other hand, have a carefree and bold personality. I would beat up anyone who dared to laugh at her. Lin Shu relies on me a lot. Moreover, we share similar interests and aspirations. I really enjoy sports like skiing and surfing. Gradually, we became very good friends, but everything changed when I met Levi. I grew out my hair and became gentle and quiet, not going surfing, not going skiing, not going dancing. Friends left me one by one because of the changes in me. Only Lin Shu remained. Friendship needs no words. Shu, thank you for not giving up on me. Lin Shu felt a bit embarrassed instead. She theatrically patted my shoulder. "It's just a breakup. Don't worry, there are plenty of good men in this world. I'll find you an even better one." I didn't take Lin Shu's words to heart. The first thing I did after returning to school was quit the art club and join the street dance club. When I submitted the paper withdrawal application to the teacher in charge, the other club members were all around, including Juno Jiang. A team member asked, "Why is Rhea Qiao leaving the team? Doesn't she know that leaving the team will result in a deduction of credits?" Another person replied, "Why else? She was determined to imitate Juno but ended up being overshadowed by her, so she just lost it." That person is Juno Jiang's roommate, so it's natural for them to speak up for Juno Jiang. Juno Jiang's face showed a hint of pride, yet not entirely so. I know she doesn't want me to leave the group, because this is her comfort zone. It's the place where she can steadily outshine me. Juno Jiang has been drawing since elementary school and is quite skilled, but I am just a dabbler. When I was with Levi, he said that if a girl knows how to draw, it makes her appear elegant and refined, so I gave up my other hobbies. I specifically studied drawing, but after all, I haven't been learning for long. Compared to Juno Jiang, who has studied for many years, I naturally fall short in every aspect. University clubs are very practical places, especially since many activities are also linked to academic credits. As one of the top performers in the club, Juno Jiang can naturally arrange many things. For example, once she asked me to fetch some drawing paper, and I ended up being accidentally splashed with oil paint. Photos of my disheveled appearance were posted on the school forum, making me the laughingstock of everyone. Now that I'm leaving the art club, of course she doesn't want me to. She couldn't help but ask me, "Does brother Levi know that you're quitting the art club?" "None of his damn business," I replied. Juno Jiang didn't expect me to be so blunt. I didn't give her a chance to retort. I picked up the teacher's approval letter and walked away. The next few days were surprisingly peaceful for me. Focus on your own things and stop thinking about others. Occasionally, I get together with a few friends like Lin Shu. One evening, I suddenly received a call from Levi. His tone sounded somewhat pitiful. "Rhea, I have a stomachache. Can you bring me some medicine?" Levi has a weak stomach. He often gets stomachaches but forgets to take his medicine, so he always calls me to bring it to him. I said coldly, "Levi, have you forgotten that we've already broken up?" Levi fell silent for a moment. He seemed quite helpless. enough is enough, I've already given you a way out, so please don't keep harping on it. That day was my fault, I shouldn't have said you were ugly in front of everyone. If you want to sulk, this long is enough, I'm apologizing to you. That condescending, patronizing tone made it seem like his apology was such a rare and precious thing. I'm not angry. When you are utterly disappointed in someone, nothing they say or do will affect you anymore. Levi, I'm breaking up with you. I mean it. After saying that, I didn't wait for his reaction. Hang up the phone. I sat alone quietly for a while. He let out a soft sigh. I don't know if my serious attitude finally made Levi realize that we had broken up. He didn't contact me again. On the other hand, Lin Shu mysteriously asked me out, saying she had a surprise for me. She specifically told me to put on makeup and wear a nice dress. I picked out a Ralph Lauren dress. When I arrived, I saw Lin Shu waving cheerfully at me. There was another person standing next to him, Senior Meng Heng. I quickly ran over to greet him. While making eye contact, I wanted to ask Lin Shu what was going on, why Senior Meng Heng was here. Senior Meng Heng is an upperclassman in our department and also a prominent figure at our school. He is not only handsome, but also has excellent grades and comes from a good family. He has gained countless admirers at school. However, I heard he is quite aloof and doesn't like to interact with others much. I wonder why he came here with Lin Shu. Is this your boyfriend? I pulled Lin Shu aside and quietly asked her. Lin Shu looked serious. No, this is your boyfriend, me. Seeing my confused expression, Lin Shu finally explained the situation with a grin. Last time, didn't I say I'd find you a better man? So I posted on my moments, organizing a matchmaking call and attached your photo, asking interested parties to contact me. Then Senior Meng Heng reached out to me. As for why I have Senior Meng Heng's WeChat, it's because during our class's academic report session last time, I had some questions to ask him, so I added him. That's not the main point. The main point is that today is your matchmaking session. Do your best, I'm rooting for you. Me, Lin Shu, that unreliable, harebrained strategist. No matter how much I tried to accuse him with my eyes, Lin Shu pretended not to see. She handed us 2 amusement park tickets, greeted Meng Heng, and walked away without looking back. I was so embarrassed I could practically dig out 2 castles with my toes. Senior Meng Heng seemed to have noticed. He handed me a bottle of water and said with a light laugh, "Don't be too nervous, just treat it like hanging out with a regular friend. Have you been here before?" His attitude was very natural. Just like him, easygoing and gentle. I gradually relaxed as well. I guessed that Senior Meng Heng might have something to look for me. That's why he casually asked Lin Shu to invite me out. Otherwise, given his popularity and family background, what kind of girlfriend couldn't he find? Would he still need to come to a blind date with me? Thinking of this, I became even more relaxed. While picking out the rides I liked to play, I waited for Senior Meng Heng to speak. Senior Meng Heng was very patient. And also very considerate. I prefer playing those thrilling rides, but wearing a skirt is a bit inconvenient. Senior Meng Heng then took off his jacket and covered my legs. This reminded me that I had also been to an amusement park with Levi before, when I wanted to play these rides. He would frown and scold me. How dangerous these are. It's not convenient for you to wear a skirt, so you'd better not go. People are really different from one another. Thinking of Levi in my head, it really felt like I could hear Levi's voice. I turned around and saw Juno Jiang holding onto Levi's arm. This moment, they happened to look over at me as well. When Levi saw me, his expression changed. Seeing Meng Heng, the senior behind me, he furrowed his brows and walked toward me. "Ria Qiao, what are you doing here?" he questioned me. His tone was restrained, yet carried a sense of righteous indignation, as if he had caught someone in the act. For a moment, I didn't know how to respond. Date. Senior Meng Heng behind him had already spoken. "Who are you? What do you want?" Senior Meng Heng took a step forward. He suddenly intertwined his fingers with mine. I was startled but didn't pull away. His hand was large and warm. My attention was unconsciously drawn to it, leaving me no time to even think about Levi. Levi's eyes turned red in an instant. He glared at me and raised his voice. "We just broke up less than a month ago, and you're already with another man." I looked at him strangely. "Otherwise, should I remain chaste for you?" All I could think about was retorting back at Levi. I didn't realize that my words were indirectly admitting my relationship with Senior Meng Heng. Now that I've come to my senses, my body stiffened. I secretly glanced at Senior Meng Heng, but I noticed the corners of his lips were raised, showing no sign of being offended. Just then, Juno Jiang also ran over, when she saw the three of us confronting each other like this. A flicker of complexity passed through her eyes. She persuaded Levi, "Brother Levi, let's go back." Levi ignored her. He seemed to be provoked by something. He looked at the hand holding Senior Meng Heng's, then glanced at our expressions. Suddenly, he said anxiously, "Impossible, you're lying to me, right?" He seemed to want to confirm it, and also to convince himself. "You weren't close with Meng Heng before. How could you start dating so quickly? It must be that you happened to be out and saw me. So you claim to be dating, right?" I felt guilty. He actually got it right, but I couldn't show any weakness. I shouted loudly, "Who said that? He is my boyfriend." Levi's face turned deathly pale. Senior Meng Heng's face showed no expression. He just put his arm around my shoulder and said calmly, "Let's go." He paid no more attention to them. After moving away from Levi and the others, I let go of Senior Meng Heng's hand that I had been holding tightly, apologized to him. "Sorry, Senior. I was in a moment of panic and impulsively said you were my boyfriend. If this causes any negative impact for you in the future, I will definitely clarify the situation. I am very sincere. After all, it's uncertain whether Levi and Juno Jiang will spread what happened today. Senior Meng Heng is very popular at school. It wouldn't be good if it caused unnecessary misunderstandings. Thinking about it this way, I feel even more guilty. I never expected that Senior Meng Heng would suddenly bend down to be at eye level with me." He smiled faintly. "You don't need to apologize. I originally dated you with the intention of being in a relationship. I'm very happy that you could tell others I'm your boyfriend. I'm a bit confused." Thinking about what Lin Shu said. She posted a matchmaking notice on her social media, and Senior Meng Heng contacted her. So Senior Meng Heng didn't have something to say to her. Is it really just for a blind date? But why? Senior Meng Heng looked into my eyes. He chuckled softly. "You may have forgotten, but we've met before. I've had feelings for you since long ago." "When was that?" I feel awkward. I truly had forgotten. Senior Meng Heng didn't say much more. He just asked me, "In that case, would you like to give it a try with me?" His gaze was very sincere. It still holds a bit of nervousness and unease. I was unconsciously captivated by that gaze, but I still refused him, for no other reason. In my previous life, I was hurt too deeply by Levi. I can't easily open myself up to an intimate relationship again. Senior Meng Heng wasn't angry even after being rejected. He just smiled gently. "It's okay." Levi was lost in thought. After leaving the amusement park, he had fallen into a very strange state: anger, pain, panic, denial, regret. He didn't even hear Juno Jiang speaking to him. His mind was completely filled with Ria Qiao. To be honest, he didn't like Ria Qiao at first. Initially, he approached her simply to find a girlfriend who was a good match in terms of social status and would be devoted to him. What he truly liked was Juno Jiang. But he and Juno Jiang were destined to be star-crossed lovers. Even though they weren't related by blood, siblings were still siblings. His parents would never agree to it. As for Ria Qiao, she was beautiful and came from a good family, and her admiration for him was unconcealed, too intense, too dazzling. This was unlike Juno Jiang. Juno Jiang had always been gentle and quiet. He just mentioned it to Ria Qiao, and she was actually willing to change for him. She grew her hair long for him, gave up her original hobbies for him, and distanced herself from her old friends for him. She loved him desperately. He enjoyed this kind of admiration, but one day, things suddenly became different. She suddenly cut her hair short, and she broke up with him. Levi thought she was just being stubborn. After she cut her hair short, Juno Jiang said in front of everyone that she didn't look good. To defend Juno Jiang, Levi also said she didn't look good. Actually, she looked very good. It was eye-catching. But the words were already spoken, so it had to be this way. He thought Ria Qiao wouldn't mind. There had been many similar situations before, and she never minded. Perhaps today he made her lose face. She actually made a scene and demanded to break up. To be honest, Levi's heart skipped a beat for a moment, but soon he thought, how could that be possible? Ria Qiao loves him so much, it must be a case of playing hard to get. Levi didn't take it to heart. She will definitely regret it. That banquet ended on a sour note. Levi did not take the initiative to contact Ria Qiao, he was waiting for her to come and ask to get back together. There was nothing on the first day, there was nothing on the second day, for a whole week, there was nothing. Levi grew anxious. While drinking with friends, they teased him, haven't seen your girlfriend lately. Did you two really break up? Levi took the initiative to call Ria Qiao for the first time. Forget it, I'll give her a way out. He told Ria Qiao that he had a stomachache and wanted her to bring him some medicine. He had a history of stomach problems, and in the past, he would deliberately forget to bring his medicine so that Ria Qiao would come to deliver it. The envious gazes of his brothers fueled his vanity. Ria Qiao's gentle admonishments and reproaches softened his heart, especially when he saw Ria Qiao's sad and pained expression, her worried look for him. He actually felt a trace of sweetness welling up in his heart. This time when he called, he thought Ria Qiao would still worry about him as she used to. But all he heard from the phone was cold indifference. Levi, I'm breaking up with you. I mean it. Levi was at a loss for what to do. After the initial shock, anger unexpectedly surged within him. This time, the one who was sulking became him. Fine, so what if we break up? Let's see who will regret it. He comforted himself, thinking that Ria Qiao loved him so much. How could she be willing to part with him? And what if we part ways? It just so happens that Juno Jiang is always jealous. The person he originally liked was Juno Jiang. That said, he still secretly checks Ria Qiao's social media every day, looks at her social accounts, and even tries to learn about her updates from her friends. He tells himself that he's not curious about her, but rather wants to see her heartbroken and miserable after the breakup. That day, he accidentally heard that Lin Shu had bought 2 tickets to the amusement park. Is Ria Qiao going to the amusement park with Lin Shu? A thought suddenly occurred to him. Go see her. Go for a chance encounter. Maybe I can apologize while I'm at it. He also bought a ticket for the same day. I originally planned to go alone, however, Juno Jiang also found out that she had bought the ticket. She was pleasantly surprised. Brother Levi, are you taking me out to have fun? Looking at her flattering and coquettish face, in the end, he didn't say the words of refusal, he just nodded in agreement, then felt a bit of regret. But something even more regrettable happened. When he saw that there was already another man standing beside Ria Qiao, it was as if a fire had burned away all his reason, pride, and restraint. Without a second thought, he rushed over to question her, to doubt her. But there was not a trace of attachment to him in Ria Qiao's eyes, nor was there any hint of sorrow or pain. There wasn't even anger, only calmness, only disgust. Levi was truly panicked, he genuinely felt heartache. He was still thinking about it long after she and Meng Heng had walked away. Is it really over just like that? Can I really let go so easily? No, absolutely not. I don't know what Levi thinks, because I am going to attend a banquet. When we parted that day, Senior Meng Heng said his mother's birthday was coming soon, and they would be holding a birthday banquet, inviting me to attend. I will also invite other students from the school, so don't feel burdened. You can just think of me as an ordinary friend. I thought about it and agreed. There were indeed many people attending the banquet. The Meng family is wealthy, and many people are eager to curry favor with them. I even saw the Levi family. Mrs. Jiang also saw me. She walked towards me, followed by Levi and Juno Jiang. Ria, why haven't you come to visit us recently? I was just thinking about you the other day. Mrs. Jiang is a very strict person, but she is very kind to me. She liked me a lot in my previous life, otherwise she wouldn't have agreed to let me be with Levi. After Levi and I became a couple, I often visited their home, but that was in the past. Auntie, Levi and I have broken up. As I said this, I glanced at Levi. It seems he hasn't told his mother yet. A look of surprise appeared on Mrs. Jiang's face. Her expression suddenly turned very unpleasant. Turning to Levi, she said sharply, "What is going on?" Levi stammered for a while before slowly saying, "I was wrong. I will try my best to earn Ria's forgiveness." Juno Jiang, standing nearby, couldn't help but speak up when she saw Levi being reprimanded. It's not entirely Levi's fault. He, however, before she could finish speaking, Mrs. Jiang slapped her. Don't think I don't know what you're thinking, Mrs. Jiang was aware of the affair between Levi and Juno Jiang. It was because of her opposition that Juno Jiang did not end up with Levi. Mrs. Jiang turned and took my hand, speaking gently. Ria, if Levi has upset you, I'll talk to him when we get back. Please give him another chance. I truly want you to be my daughter-in-law. After she said this, a look of anticipation appeared in Levi's eyes. Juno Jiang looked at me with resentment. I was about to refuse when a voice suddenly came from beside me. Ria, what are you doing here? I've been looking for you for a long time. I turned around. It's Senior Meng Heng. He is wearing a black suit today, looking elegant and handsome. He came to my side and politely greeted Mrs. Jiang and the others. Then he affectionately reached out his hand to me. Would you do me the honor of dancing with me? I glanced at Mrs. Jiang and the others, who looked somewhat awkward. I placed my hand in his palm. After bidding farewell to Mrs. Jiang, I let Senior Meng Heng lead me away by the hand. Wait until they are out of sight. I whispered to Senior Meng Heng. Thank you, Senior, for helping me out of that situation. Senior Meng Heng let out a light laugh. Well, I did help you out of that situation, but I also genuinely wanted to dance with you, me. In the end, I did dance with him. The elegant waltz, with its lively rhythm and melodious tune. Just as it was about to end, he leaned close to my ear and said, Ria Chiao. Don't give Levi another chance. You're too good for him. My heart warmed. Tears almost fell. In my past life, I always questioned whether I wasn't good enough, which is why Levi Jiang repeatedly betrayed my feelings. After being reborn, I am no longer lost. It's not that I'm not good enough. It's that Levi doesn't know how to cherish me. But when I think of the pain I endured in my past life, my heart still aches with a lingering bitterness. Now, Senior Meng Heng's affirmation of me is like a breeze, soothing the resentment in my heart. If you don't appreciate me, there are others who will. One after the banquet, my relationship with Senior Meng Heng grew a bit closer. His pursuit of me was almost undisguised. I gradually started trying to get to know him. However, this time, unlike when I was with Levi, I didn't pour all my emotions into him. I wouldn't endure grievances for him, nor would I let myself get hurt. I think this is what a normal relationship should be like. It's not about one person blindly changing to please another, but about two people sharing their love with each other, mutually appreciating and growing together. Levi, for some unknown reason, suddenly became unusually attentive to me. He sends me flowers and breakfast. I haven't accepted any of these things. I've told him countless times that I will absolutely not get back together with him, but it's as if he just doesn't believe it. You've done so much for me. How could you not love me? You're angry with me, aren't you? I had nothing to say about his stubbornness. However, this was not the end. One day, a post suddenly appeared on the school forum. The front page of the post featured my photo. 2 large words were pasted on it. Slut. 1. The post is clearly targeting me. It says I'm stringing Levi along while also trying to seduce Meng Heng. It also lists various pieces of evidence. There are photos of Levi giving me things. There are also photos of me with Meng Heng. Originally, it wasn't a big deal. At most, it was just an emotional dispute. But Meng Heng is just too popular at school, coupled with some instigation by certain individuals. It wasn't long before people started coming to cause trouble for me. That day I went to the dance changing room. When I opened the locker, a blood-soaked dead mouse fell out. Lin Shu was also startled. She asked me what to do. I said in a low voice, "Call the police." The police quickly found the culprit. It was a little girl with a bun hairstyle. When she was brought before me, her face still showed surprise and fear. I guess she didn't expect me to call the police directly. She just wanted to disgust me. But she doesn't think she did anything wrong. It's your own lack of self-respect. I just wanted to teach you a lesson. You're not only promiscuous, but also petty-minded. Lin Shu was so angry he wanted to hit her. I quickly grabbed hold of Lin Shu. I stared straight at her. The little girl seemed a bit guilty under my gaze. What do you want? I didn't answer her, but instead turned to the police officer beside me. Can her behavior be considered intimidation? I don't accept mediation. If it can lead to a sentence, then let it be. The little girl's face instantly turned pale. Her eyes welled up with tears as she was tremblingly taken away by the police. Of course, I was just trying to scare her. Intimidation can indeed lead to a criminal sentence, but only in severe cases. In her situation, at most she would have to apologize and pay a fine. One always has to pay the price for their actions. Lin Shu was gloating on the side. This is like killing a chicken to scare the monkeys. After this, let's see who dares to cause trouble. I glanced at her. The real culprit is the one who posted it, Lin Shu. Alright, I'll have someone look into it. I shook my head. No need. It's obvious who it would be. It's definitely one of the two of them. I went to find Apple first. My stomach issues have flared up, and I've been hospitalized these past few days. When he saw me come in, a flicker of pleasant surprise crossed his face. Rear, did you come specifically to see me? I couldn't be bothered with pleasantries and directly pulled out the post to place it in front of him. Did you do this? Apple looked carefully, and anger and grievance gradually appeared on his face. How could you think it was me? He really didn't know. He was hospitalized a few days ago due to stomach problems, and because he was feeling unwell, he rarely paid attention to these messages. He only heard about this today. I expressionlessly put away my phone. Alright, since it wasn't you, I'll head back now. Apple quickly grabbed my arm. His attitude softened as he pleaded, Rear, please don't be angry. I shouldn't have criticized you in front of so many people last time. Please forgive me this once. From his perspective, he was confused. Everything was fine before, yet now you're talking about breaking up over something as trivial as changing your hairstyle. He really doesn't understand. That's why he always thought I was throwing a tantrum. I watched him silently. Do you really want to be with me? Or do you want me to keep being Juno Jiang's substitute? He was thunderstruck. His voice was hoarse as he spoke. How did you know? I ignored him and turned to leave, but I didn't expect Apple to quickly follow me out. He was barefoot, looking nervous and somewhat disheveled. He anxiously grabbed my arm. Rear, I admit I used to have that idea, but I don't like Juno Jiang anymore. I'm very sure that the person I like is you. I gave him a cold glance. If you really like me, then please stop pestering me. His face was deathly pale. After leaving the hospital, I went to find Juno Jiang again. But this time, I didn't go alone. I brought the police and a lawyer with me. At first, Juno Jiang denied it, but when the police placed the evidence in front of her, she opened her mouth. After a long pause, she whispered, I just exaggerated the facts a little. I didn't cause you any real harm. Was it really necessary to call the police? I sneered. You don't actually think spreading malicious rumors comes without consequences, do you? Juno Jiang's eyes filled with tears as she shouted at me, It's all your fault. Brother Levi only had me in his heart. You're the one who stole him away from me. You two were just putting on an act. You have no idea how important Brother Levi is to me. You don't deserve him. He will always be mine. Juno Jiang was taken away by the police. When she was taken away, her face was full of resentment. Forbidden affection, the adoptive mother's opposition, hidden desires, and jealousy and resentment towards me gave rise to her reckless madness. Seeing her like this, for some reason, I suddenly had a bad feeling. Soon, the premonition came true. The news of Juno Jiang being caught for spreading rumors quickly spread. Although she was quickly released, people still talked about her incessantly. Some even started a dedicated thread on the school forum to discuss the matter. Those who harm others will ultimately harm themselves. In the end, she suffered the consequences of her own actions. She also experienced the taste of being slandered by many. Because of this incident, she didn't come to school for several days. However, when she appeared again, she was driving a car. That day, I had just finished class and was about to go on a date with Meng Heng. The roar of the engine accelerating suddenly rang out. Amid everyone's screams, the car charged toward me. Watch out. Meng Heng reacted quickly, pulling me aside swiftly. The car brushed past the hem of my skirt. Juno Jiang stepped on the brake and glanced back at me. That glance was filled with jealousy and madness. She has lost her mind. She turned the steering wheel again. It came back towards me. The others scattered and fled. The scene was in complete chaos. Meng Heng once again pulled me to safety. But the blood continued to spread. Juno Jiang bumped into someone else. It's Levi Jiang. Levi Jiang was lying on the ground covered in blood. Juno Jiang got out of the car crying loudly, "Brother Levi, Brother Levi." No one saw how Levi Jiang got there, but everyone knew he was there to stop Juno Jiang. The ambulance arrived very quickly. The police also came very quickly. The two were taken away separately. I was still in shock. Meng Heng gently hugged me and patted my back. "It's okay now." 6 months later, the dust settled. Juno Jiang was sentenced to life imprisonment. Levi Jiang did not die. He was always missing a leg. He also took a leave of absence from school. Meng Heng was also about to graduate from school and officially enter society. At the graduation party, the street dance group had a performance, and I was going on stage too, while doing makeup backstage. My junior said someone was looking for me. I went out and saw Levi Jiang. He was sitting in a wheelchair, quietly watching from a distance, his eyes deep and tinged with the weariness of time. Lost in thought, as I walked over, he gave me a slight smile. "You have lived a good life in this lifetime." Having experienced a life-and-death crisis, he was also reborn. I turned around and walked back, without saying another word. No matter what happened in the past life, in this life, I don't want to have any entanglements with him anymore. Soon it was my turn to go on stage. I fully blossomed on stage with my like-minded partners. Below, Meng Heng's focused gaze was fixed on me. Seeing him like that, I suddenly remembered. My mother had once been hospitalized for an appendicitis surgery, and while she was in the hospital, I went to see her every day. At the hospital, I once encountered a little boy. He secretly cried outside. To cheer him up, I danced for him. His gaze at that time was just like today's, sincere and focused. I laughed. "If you bloom, the breeze will come."